What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Asus Ally gameplay video for you guys today, and today I figured I'd start on the requests now that I got quite a few of them. So we're gonna start with some Warzone, and basic plan with that is we're not gonna go in there and max the game out or anything like that. That's not gonna run good. After seeing how Mafia Definitive Edition ran, we already know that's not gonna go well. So we'll just stick with the more reasonable stuff like recommended, balanced, minimal, those kind of settings. And we'll do that at 1080p and 720p, and then we'll get some camera gameplay of each at the end, just like we did at the Mafia Definitive Edition gameplay video. And don't worry, I'm still gonna work on everybody else's too. I just kind of picked this one. I kind of just used a random app through all the different suggestions I had in that one video, and it picked this one. So that's how I solve my ultimatums of how to pick which one to do. So anyway, without wasting any more time, let's go get this guy hooked up to the capture computer and get started. Well, here we go with some Warzone, but before we start, let's quickly go through the settings. I'm only going to show this particular display screen once, because I'm not going to change anything here till we get to 720p, which I will show at that point. But we're at 1080p, and we're going to start on the recommended, which it tried to use FSR 1.0 on recommended, but I was like, screw that. Let's at least do 2.1 if we're going to have to do FSR on the recommended setting, so. Other than that, though, let's cruise through the settings, and we'll see what's what. And then the view, I did 120 and 90, because I figured most people playing this game want maxed out field of view, but that might come back to bite me in the ass, as you will shortly see. But, in any case, let's go hop on into the game now and we'll see how it does. Here we go, up in the plane to start with here, and we're getting 50-ish FPS it seems, so not exactly what I would call playable for a first-person shooter, but we'll still just cruise around for a little bit. We're only going to do like the lower end settings on this anyway, and it's a good thing I picked that. We're already struggling as it is, just on recommended, because I figured like Ultra and all that shit wasn't going to go well. I mean, if Forza didn't let me have Ultra or any of that, a game like this certainly isn't going to. And besides, as strong as this thing is, it's still not a complete powerhouse, especially when you have it on battery. I mean, you can turn up the wattage if you want, but you're already only getting about an hour-ish of game time at 25 watts. So if you put it up to 30, you're going to get under an hour. It'll probably be like, what, 50 minutes? So, not exactly great, but if you're going to have it plugged in all the time, then you might as well just go and make a custom mode and max out the everything, you know? And then you at least have the best chance of hitting 60, but I just don't think it's happening in this game. But you'll see what I mean once we get to the end. And for all I know, maybe there's some weird BIOS I got. Like, there was a good one that came out, but then now people are saying there's a bad one. I don't think I have that one, but who knows? Maybe it downloaded it when I wasn't looking, but I don't remember seeing the BIOS screen twice, so I don't think it did.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
But if it's anything like my laptop, if it does something automatically in Armory Crate, it'll just do that upon restart. I think I was getting shot at a little bit there. Well, let's try to get a fucking gun if that's the case. I don't have any sound, so I'm not gonna even hear him. Alright, nope, nobody coming in behind me. I figured might as well use my eyes, because I sure as hell don't have my ears right now. And we still got a little bit of a thunderstorm going on here. Make a bunch of noise, now everybody knows I'm here. But yeah, not exactly playable FPS, unfortunately. I wasn't really thinking it was going to play this game very good, but I'll do any requests I get. Doesn't bother me none. Because I already know this thing's not going to be great for everything. But I feel like it will get better with updates. To a certain extent, anyway. My laptop got better and better, and then all of a sudden they kept neutering the fans on my laptop. So hopefully they don't do anything like that to the Ally, but only time will tell on that one. this thing's still very, very new. Though when I got my laptop, it was new too. So it took him about 8 months for him to come out with a bad BIOS that was just terrible. Ooh, I think I just heard a freaking bullet whiz past my head there, but didn't hear that when I was recording. Well, something landed here, but obviously it's been picked clean, or it's just a part of the background, but anyway, let's just go right behind this backdrop right here, and let's go move on to the next setting. Now it's time to do balanced quality preset here, so let's cruise through and see what settings it changes. And then we'll get back to the game. And the view, I'm leaving it at these same field of views for now. I might change that later once we get to my settings. But anyway, to the game. All right, guys, here we go.
Gas is closing on your position.
Got ourselves some basic graphic settings now. And without the FSR, it seems like we are definitely not getting good frames again. Don't know why I was expecting anything different, but still, we'll go and get a teeny bit of gameplay here. Mainly just to see if it crashes or does anything weird. But I wouldn't want to play a game at 30 to 40 FPS like this. It's hard enough for me with a controller as it is. I am assuredly not going to be able to hit nothing. I think if this game's got to have a chance, it's got to be plugged in. That's pretty much what I've figured out so far in my short time benchmarking this game. So if anybody does want to see that, just let me know. Especially the guy who wanted to see this game run. I'm sure they want to see if this game can run a little better, but if they don't want me to waste my time, then I won't. So I'll just leave it up to them. Or someone else to just tell me in the comments. All right, we have reached the ground. And the verdict seems to be mid-30s. That's certainly an interesting gun. Loot. That's a much better gun. I would much rather have that. Let's pick that up. All right, what else do we got? Oh, so that doesn't put it in my backpack? I thought you could have more than one, but I guess it's not gonna let me. Oh, I know. I'm being absolutely stupid. I would have to change to my pistol and grab that. It's been a long time since I've played this game, and I've never played with a controller, so this is taking some getting used to. Ow, hurt myself there.
Gas is closing in.
The circle is a-closing.
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Well, seems at times we can hit 40s, but most of the time it seems to be in the 30s. Anyway, though, I think that's about good. Let's go move on. Now for some basic quality preset. Tried balanced already. I think I accidentally called it during the gameplay last time. I think I accidentally called that basic. Oh well. I'll labor it correctly in the actual chapters, so hopefully that doesn't confuse too many people. But they got too many damn things that start with B, man. All right, let's go check the view just real quick, just to show you guys what view I'm using. I decided to crank this back down a little bit, especially if we're going to lower the graphics and go to more basic and lower end stuff. Nobody's going to be maxing out the field of view, losing out a couple of frames there, I don't think. But anyway, to the game. Now here we go with some basic gameplay. I think I misspoke earlier and said balanced was basic, but this is truly basic gameplay. Alright, I wonder what kind of FPS we will get once we're on the ground. Seems like we're still touching high 30s at times. Let's just try to pre-cache everything a little bit here. Alright. So yeah, still high 30s it seems. And I think this mode gives you more FPS than when you go back to first person. Doesn't seem to be anybody following me, but I might have the freaking view distance down so far they could be right on my ass and I would never know it. Alright, where shall I land here? I guess let's just go straight the fuck down right here. Try maybe landing on this roof. Oh, nope, I misjudged that. Oops. Oh, nope, tried to go in the window too. Didn't work out for me. Whatever, we'll just go right in here. Who cares? Make some noise. I can't hear anybody, but who cares? Ooh, armor. I could use one more of those. Alright, now we got something. What do we got? Some sniper ammo? Fuck it. Might find a sniper. I don't think it'd be a smart idea for me to use it if I do find one, but the option's there if I want it, I guess. Ooh, money. And armor. Take that, and I'll take that. Hell yes. Alright, let's just jump through this motherfucker. Get a little more ammo. The circle appears to be closing. Well, seems like we're at least in the higher 40s to 50s now, so that's at least an improvement. Oh shit, I'm getting fucked up. Well, at least I got those armor things, so I'll at least use those real quick. Still probably gonna die, but... where are they? Ah, sniping from up there? Well, I didn't stand a chance with my SMG anyway. So, let's move on. Time now for the minimum quality preset, which does turn our render resolution down, so we're at 960 by 540 only now. So it is probably not going to look very good, but hey, that's what the setting does. That's what the setting does. And then when we're done with this, we'll do my settings, at least at 1080p. Which won't be 1080p, surprise, surprise, because I'm going to have to turn FSR on at 1080p, but still. Anyway, there's the field of view as well, so now we can get into the game. Minimum time for the preset, so at least we're getting 60-ish FPS for now. Oh, nope, spoke too soon, dropped down to 59. That's not terrible though, but dropping down to 53 it was. I thought I saw a big old stutter. Yeah, this definitely doesn't look good, but I guess for anybody who really just wants nothing but performance and frames, this is probably what you're going to have to do if you want nothing but frames. So keep in mind, obviously, if you do this, you're not at 1080p anymore. And it will still look pretty bad, I think, even on the Ally's screen, but it looks even worse when it's all blown up like this. Same thing the Steam Deck has happened to it. Because that's only a 720p screen, so anytime you blow anything up or use FSR, it looks really, really, really bad. Either way. But on the actual Steam Deck screen, it's not so bad at all. Still, though, we'll get ourselves a little bit of some gameplay here. Hopefully I don't die this time, but hey, that is part of this game. Sometimes you're going to die. Well, I die a lot. Alright, what do we got in this place? Open. Alright, just ammo, it seems. And armor. I do want that. Alright, let's try to find me an actual good gun. Pistol ain't gonna cut it. There we go, shotgun. Honestly, that'd probably be one of the better guns for this kind of setup.
Gas is inbound. Hostile UAV in the area.
A hostile UAV, you say? Alright, well this is at least a lot more playable now. Doesn't look pretty, but at least it's playable. Though it still does stutter every once in a blue moon, as you see. But I could at least run around and play, and if I was good with a controller, I could probably kill some people. Anyway, though, let's move on. Alright, guys, here's what I would do if I wanted to stay at, well, with the default resolution at 1080p. It's not really going to be 1080p because we're using FSR, but I got that on quality, which I should have hit the X and shown you guys, so my bad on that. Even though I've been doing this kind of stuff on every other kind of system for a while, I still make little mistakes every once in a while. Try not to, but shit happens. Now let's go over and look at the views here real quick. We're just leaving them on the default. But anyway, though, now that we've gotten all that out of the way, let's go see how my settings do. So now here we go with my settings here. We're in the plane starting out.
Gas closing in fast. Get to the safe zone.
And we're not quite at 60 FPS, but we're just scraping it, touching it. But we still will drop under every once in a while. I'll just spoil that surprise. See, like right now, we're all the way down in the 40s. Now, honestly, like I said, if you want 60 FPS almost all the time, you've got to go with minimum, it seems. At least with the default 1080p resolution setting, because that affects everything. Especially FSR. Because if I was doing FSR right now at 720p, we would be at a completely different resolution right now. Then we would be doing the same FSR setting at 1080p. Just for those who don't know. I know a lot of people are like, well, dude, I know, but this is just for the people who don't know. This system might be somebody's first introductory system to a PC, so I just want to help people out. I'm curious what kind of FPS we're going to get on the ground. And we're having lots of packet bursts right now, so I don't think that's the Allies' fault. I'm pretty sure that's the server side, isn't it? I could be very wrong. It's been a long time since I played this thing, so that could be like maybe the Wi-Fi on this thing not being good, but this thing kicks ass usually. It downloads like 80 megs a second on my Wi-Fi. It's not that far behind being plugged right in. Alright, well that's certainly interesting. It does not seem to be letting me pull my parachute. This might be a very short video here. Oh, no. Oh, is it gonna do it? Can I, do it? Okay. It's gonna splat me into the ground, I just know it. Oh, holy shit, it didn't. I can't believe it. Are we finally done with that packet bullshit? Definitely feels a lot smoother when it's not doing that nonsense. But unfortunately, my settings do not get you a constant 60. That's the only problem. But I couldn't stand how terrible minimum looked, so that's why I went with what I went and tried to do an FSR instead. But it appears like it wasn't quite enough to get that 60. But at least it's in the 50s, so some people might find this playable, but I still wouldn't, even though it seems kind of hypocritical being my settings and all, but I at least want it to be, I at least want to be able to see a person and not just some pixels and be like, is that a person? Oh, nope, it is. I'm dead. Got shot by the random blotches of pixels in the distance, you know? I mean, there's gotta be a limit. But truthfully speaking, the best thing to do for this game would just be play it in 720p, if you're going to play this on a system like this at all. As you will see later, even 720p can have some issues here and there. What do we got here? Ooh, cool. Hell yeah, rank up. 13. Or did I rank up to 14? No, I ranked up to 13. Okay. All right now? Well, now we shall try 720p, which would probably be a much better resolution for a game like this. It might not still be able to hit a constant 60 all the time, but it's got a much better chance now than it did at 1080p. And on such a small screen, you'll barely notice. So just like before, recommended 1 at FSR 1.0, but I turned it up to 2.1 at least. Though, as I've said on my Steam Deck videos before, turning FSR on at 720p usually ends with a very piss-poor quality picture, especially when we're blowing it up with a screen capture like this. But it still looks pretty bad even on the Steam Deck screen usually. But anyway, just wanted to throw that out there. So now we've gotten through the field of view, which are also default, so we can get into the game now. So now here we go with some 720p on recommended. And so far we're in the 70s, so that's at least cool. I say that and it drops down to 59, but a lot of people are jumping out now. It always drops frames here.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
But yeah, the recommended settings might be a little bit much even for 720p. But let's see what it is once we get on the ground. Oh, we got that stupid packet burst nonsense popping up again. Alright, let's just kind of head on over here to try to be by ourselves. Doesn't always work, but I just don't want to get killed in 1 minute and have like almost no video to show for it besides me riding on a parachute. I'd at least like to get in the ground level and run around a little bit. Although every once in a blue moon I will get a kill, but I don't know if that's going to be possible on a handheld, but that'd be so cool if I could, especially if I could do it on capture. But only time will tell. We still got quite a few different presets to go back through again here. We're only on the first one for 720p after all. Alright, let's go land in this like oil refinery, I guess. That seems like a good place to land. I don't think I got much more in this parachute anyway. Plus, I don't think there's that much more of the freaking land left. It all seems to be just barren wasteland out there. Alright, let's go grab this gun over here. We still definitely got some little stutters and whatnot. Alright, let's go in here. Well, in here is almost out here, but whatever. And we're just touching the 60 FPS mark here. But there are times where we drop under, too. Oh, hello. Hey, I did get a kill. What do you know? That works for me. See, so even if you have subpar FPS, you can still get a kill in this game. They just have to not look at you at all. And I don't think he had any gear yet either. But if it was a good person with a freaking mouse and keyboard, even with a pistol, I think they would have pooped on me back there. But I win. I'm happy with that. I got a kill. Even if that's the only kill I get the entire time, I'm alright with that. Because I wasn't even expecting to get a single one while doing this. Anyway, though, let's move on to the next preset now, shall we? Now for some balanced preset here. Now, hopefully I don't accidentally call this basic once we get to the actual gameplay like I did during the 1080p portion. I will label it correctly, though, in the chapters, though, so hopefully it won't be too confusing, but everybody makes mistakes. It's no big deal. So let's just finish scrolling through here. Alright, got to the bottom of that while I was explaining that, and now on the Views tab, we got the default fields of view for both of those guys, so let's go hop on into the game again. Well, now we're going to do balanced preset here. I actually said it correctly this time, so hey, go me. Anyway, though, we're not able to quite get 60 in the plane here now. But not surprising, we were using FSR before. But I'm going to try to avoid using it, if I can help it, during my settings at the end. But we'll see what happens. I might decide to not do that at the end, and actually have to use FSR, but we'll see. I just don't think it's necessary. I think we can get 60-ish FPS at 720p without it. But if not, just know you can turn it on and probably get it, but you won't be at 720p anymore. You'll be whatever the hell FSR decides you're at. And it just upscales it to your whatever resolution you're at. That's the idea behind it, anyway. And that's just for those who don't know. I'm sure most people know that by now, but as I said a couple other times, this might be somebody's first little PC, so maybe they don't know that yet, so now they do. Alright, let's try to land somewhere over here, I think. Oh, wow. What the fuck? Oh, well, I think it might have crashed. Because it's just showing my Elgato screen there. Oh, is it coming back? All right, what are we doing here? Are we crashing? We're coming back? Oh, nope, we crashed. Well, whatever. Like I said, I'm going to show you guys the good and the bad, so we crashed on there, so I guess we'll just move on to the next graphics setting then. Let us move down to the basic quality preset now. And, of course, scroll through real quick just so we can see what it all changes. And alright, with that out of the way, let's hop back into the game and see how basic does. Basic preset time, so let's see how we do.
You've got gas closing in fast.
So we seem to be at 60-ish, at least in the plane, looking around here. But it's probably going to drop once we start jumping out and start trying to figure out where we're going to go. Dropped all the way down to 47 and 40 for a second there. Oh, wait, no, we are just in the 40s now that we're out. All right, damn. All right, no, we're going back up again. All right, I wonder what the hell was up with that. That was some pretty low FPS for a second there. All right, let's try to go off somewhere by ourselves so we don't instantly get slaughtered. Although, hell, last time I did that, I still even got a kill, so. Well, I technically did the time before that. The time before this, technically, we had a crash, so that doesn't really count. We didn't get nobody that time. I just got owned. The game was like, guess what? You're owned in the face. And I was like, yeah, you know what? You're pretty much right. But it's no big deal. This thing's brand new. It will get better as time goes on. This is one of the problems with being an early adopter of things. The same thing happened when I got my Steam Deck. Hell, even like the basic like screen for like games and stuff was like dropping frames, just scrolling around in it. And I was like, holy shit. But they fixed all that stuff little by little. So hopefully Asus does the same with this and works with Windows or does whatever they got to do to get everything working great. Otherwise, this will leave a sour taste in people's mouths. Me, I never got it to play games like this, though, so I'm not that mad at it that it's not doing a great job right now. But it's still doing a much better job than the Steam Deck would be doing, and it can do it natively without you possibly getting banned. Unless that's been fixed by now. But back when I was looking into stuff, people were getting banned playing on the Steam Deck this game. So I don't know if that's still a thing or not. So don't hold me to that one. That's just what used to happen. Or so people say. It could also just be some bullshit. Wouldn't be that hard to fake some screenshots and make it appear like that's a thing. Just to try to make the Steam Deck look bad. Who knows? Who would do that? I don't know. But people have a lot of time on their hands. Not getting the worst FPS in the world, but
You're losing ground.
I like 60 FPS plus if I can help it, especially in a first-person shooter. I'd prefer a little bit more than that, but at the very minimum, I would like 60. So I don't think I would have too much fun with this, but hey, other people can make their decision. That's why I make these videos. And hey, who knows, maybe there'll be an update that increases performance, and if that's the case, I definitely don't mind coming back and redoing games. Haven't even done that many yet anyway. Hell, that'd be great, because then maybe I could get Forza to work. I had a bunch of problems with that. First, the time was all wrong when I first got the thing, so it didn't want to launch. And then I was starting to make a video on it, got some footage, and then all of a sudden it decided, yeah, you don't get to play anymore, buddy. Maybe it will with a restart, but I didn't feel like doing that right then. I figure we'll come back to that one later. Anyway, let's go over here, and let's move on. Now let's give minimum preset a chance here, and wow, that drops it to 704 by 396. So it's almost 360p resolution, damn. Alright, I guess we're Nintendo switching it up over here. Although, let's be honest, even at that resolution, the Nintendo Switch could never get the FPS this thing's getting right now. It's just not possible. That thing's too weak. But with its weakness comes great battery life, so I guess it's got its trade-offs, right? Anyway, to the game. Well, here we go. We're on minimum now, which is 396p. And it looks every bit like it, too. Jeez. But hey, we're getting 60-ish FPS, so again, if you want FPS and don't give two fucks about nothing else, well, boom, here you go. This is probably, just like with 1080p, this is probably the only way you're going to be able to get a playable FPS. Either doing this or using FSR, but I didn't want to use FSR, I don't think, so I'm not going to use it once we get to my settings. So it'll still probably drop under 60 here and there, but at least it won't look like shit. This looks absolutely trashy. I think, honestly, for me, I would have trouble seeing people with the graphics looking like this, especially on the small screen. Though it may not look as bad on the small screen. That's generally what happens, but I still think it'll look so bad I won't be able to see. I'll be like, oh, is that pixel shooting at me, or is that a bush? Just as an example. I guess let's go off to this bay area or whatever. Oh, and also, as you guys have probably been watching, the battery drops exponentially quickly when you're at 25 watts on turbo on battery, so you get about an hour of battery-ish. So if you crank it up any higher than that, prepare to not even get an hour of battery, because it can be cranked up a little higher when if you make a custom profile, but I didn't want to do that. I'm just leaving this thing presets for now. The preset, if it's plugged in, if people want to do that, whatever that happens to be, I think it's 30. And then it's 25 when you're unplugged. Hell, it might even be 35 when plugged in, but I'm pretty sure I saw it hitting 30 only with the AP watts, but I'd have to go back and look at my videos. I don't remember all these finite details, unfortunately. Ow. I need to start using my damn parachute when I want to do that. But yeah, we're getting 70-ish FPS, so we're definitely getting good FPS now. For this thing, anyway. Not good FPS in general, but just for this particular little PC. We got a Molotov cocktail. Hell yeah, I love those things. Somebody trap some people in a frickin' staircase and just burn them to death.
Enemy squad is tracking your position.
Uh-oh, I'm hunted. Well, you know what? We're gonna throw one of these down. Come in here and get me, bitch. Alright, let's grab my cocktail again here.
Gas is closing in.
We'll just keep what I got. I kind of like this thing. It's pretty much a P90, and I love the P90. It's such a goofy gun, but it's also a sweet gun. Well, we still drop under 60 a little, though, here and there. So this is not an easy game to run, so the fact that it's even getting anywhere close to playable FPS right now is pretty cool in my book. Well, I guess I am out in the middle of nowhere. I was kind of thinking to myself, man, I'm amazed I haven't been shot in the skull yet, being hunted and all, but I am out in the middle of nowhere. So now, let's move on. Let's do my settings now. So we're still at 720p. I just wanted to show you guys that. I'm not going to use any FSR, though, I don't think. Because I figured it'd just make it look like crap. And then make it hard to see people. So we're going to try to get as close as we can to get 60 without the use of the FSR. But if anybody wants to just get a few more, just turn it on if you don't care about it looking bad. That's the best thing to do. Either that or just turn the render resolution down. Either or. So, to the game. Alright guys, here we go with my settings now. We're basically walking out of the plane right now. Getting 80-ish FPS. But what do we get out here? Oh, 60-ish. What if we move around the plane? Ah, we're dancing with that 60 FPS.
Suggest you get moving.
It's probably going to drop once we jump out of this plane, though. It even does when we move around like this, but I usually do that just to cash shit in. Ooh, down to 50s and the 40s? Sheet. Alright, let's just go off in this direction. We'll see what's what. Huh, I just noticed this recording's 15 minutes long. I accidentally forgot to stop it. Well, whatever. Through the wonderful world of editing, that's not even an issue. We'll just chop off that, like, what is it, like 10 minutes or 9 minutes of bullshit. So then I'll just do my voice recording for the right amount of time, too. I think I remember on this stage where I stopped. I think I ran into some, like, stairs or something and then was like, all right, I'll move on from here. So once I see that, I'll know it's time to stop. Oh, I wanted to land in the hole. Oh, cool, I got to come back up. Wasn't expecting that. Oh, I didn't know there was a cool chest up there. I saw it right after I jumped. But whatever, this is still cool. We got portable radar, too. That's sick. And some ammo. Ammo's always fun. Alright, now let's just run around a little and see what the frames are. Seems to be right at 60-ish right now. So, just barely playable. Oh, as soon as I say that, every time I say that in a game, I always get lag and stutter and it drops. So we hit 40, 45 for a second there. So, even with my settings, without the use of FSR anyway, you're not going to get a constant 60, and I think even with FSR, you still don't. So, I figured, let's just get some frickin' actually halfway decent looking graphics. You know, as decent as they can be for 720p all blown up like this, but trust me, it doesn't look so bad on the system itself. Which I will show off. I'm just going to do both of those at the end. Alright, this is the spot I was talking about, so let's go up here, hide in the corner, go up a couple stairs, and right here, and move on. Well, alright guys, let's get ourselves a little camera record gameplay here. And in my opinion, these are obviously nowhere near good enough FPS levels to play a first person shooter, but I just wanted to try that at its native resolution and all that stuff first, even though I know we're on FSR, but as I will say in the voiceovers and whatnot, that still, the base resolution obviously still affects FSR, so if I had it at 720p, FSR would make it a much lower resolution and then upscale it. But yeah, only getting like 40 to 50, like high 40s to low 50s. Even with FSR being unbalanced. So I don't know what that actually makes it. And there's still like obvious like little stutters like that too. But what do we expect? We're not even getting 60 FPS. I'm hoping we can get around 60 once we drop this down to 720p. Which is probably more of what Asus had in mind for AAA titles. But we'll still get ourselves just a little bit more footage. Alright, I'm not going to pick that up. I'm not going to be able to snipe. Oh shit, I ran the wrong way. What an idiot I am. I'm going to die. I've been running the wrong way the whole time. Haven't been paying a damn bit of attention to the map. Fuck you, circle.
Black site is clear. Area secure.
Oh yeah, I'm toast. Where's a vehicle when you need one? Oh, well, at least you guys are seeing what kind of FPS it gets. I was never going to do good with a controller in this game anyway. No way. I'm not even that great with a keyboard and a mouse. But I'm absolute trash with a controller in these kinds of games. Well, I've survived a lot longer than I thought. I thought that gas was going to get me almost like instantaneously. So, color me surprised.
Gas is closing. Get to the new safe zone.
Haha. I outran the gas. That's almost like an achievement. Anyway, though, I think that's plenty of camera record gameplay for this mode, so now let's tone it down to 720p. Well, alright guys, let's get a little bit of my settings at 720p here. We're still not able to stay at 60 all the time, unfortunately, and we still got quite a bit of stutter, too. And sorry about all the noise. If you hear that in the background, we're having like a thunderstorm all of a sudden and it's hailing a little bit. Hopefully it does not break the nice new side windows I put on the Fiero. That would be very, very annoying. But it doesn't seem like it's big enough hail to do that. It's like tiny. Like not even pea-sized hail. It's just really loud since obviously my apartment's on the top floor here. So... And we did have one crash so far, so that wasn't very fun. But we showed the good and the bad. Nope, we got another packet burst. Man, we had no rain, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, you want to make a video? Well, we're gonna dump a frickin' monsoon of ice on you. Still got 27% battery here, so as long as I stay above 20, I don't get battery power, but I'm pretty sure battery saver mode fucks with the performance. At least it sure does on my laptop, so I would assume since this thing's a small laptop, it would too.
loadout drop inbound.
Alrighty. Loadout over that way, huh? Well, I would normally try to go get that, but not on this thing, not right now.
Gas is inbound. Marking new safe zone.
Alright though, I think that's plenty of camera recorded gameplay, so why don't we go wrap this video on up now? Well alright guys, that's a wrap from Modern Warfare on the Asus Ally, and unfortunately it's not really there for this game, at least on battery. If anybody wants to see me do this with it plugged in, I can obviously redo it, don't mind. But it is what it is. It's not going to be great at everything, and it's obviously not that great at playing right now. But maybe there's like an update or something that'll make it get a little more performance again. Or maybe some update I got lowered performance from what it was supposed to be. I don't know. That's one of the problems, especially when things are new. But in any case, it's still raining cats and dogs and ice. So, gonna go ahead and end this video right here. Hopefully I don't lose power so I can edit and do voiceovers and everything. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.